You procrastinate. I procrastinate. Everyone procrastinates. So, in this current lesson, I'm going to be sharing with you something that I've learned over the years how to deal with procrastination, and hopefully it helps you out as well. Keeping in mind, the things that I'm going to be sharing with you, it's not just simply to showcase that we are doing this in the perfect way possible. Now, all of us are flawed, all of us are humans, and we're trying to learn stuff. And this is the whole point of the channel, to help you and me develop in the best way possible. So, in this current lecture that we had about time management, procrastination, and motivation, we dove into the life cycle of procrastination, literally the life cycle of procrastination, which are the stages that you go through from dealing with the task all the way to procrastinating the task with details to help you understand what's going on, or how to navigate procrastination. Now, obviously, I got my cup of coffee with me. It's running cold. So we're going to dive right into the lecture. Make sure at this current stage that you smash the like and the subscribe button for the latest releases and updates. And let's dive into the lesson. Grab a pen or paper, take some notes, which are surely going to help you understand the cycle of procrastination and how to beat procrastination. Now, let's take a look at the cycle of procrastination in order to develop that awareness, to understand our behaviors better. You will be surprised, even myself. Sometimes we do stuff on autopilot that we have no idea that we're doing a certain behavior based on a certain pattern over and over again, where it becomes habitual, especially procrastination. Let's take a look at this. So, this is the procrastination cycle. If we start from here, this is the task that we need to do. With a simple logic, we need to do something, right? Then the first thing that comes along is the sense of discomfort, because right now you're feeling comfortable. So for your brain, it doesn't make sense. Why should I leave comfort to discomfort? So by default, that's a logical barrier. So your brain tries to negotiate with you, right? You start to overthink it. And by default, the more time you spend on overthinking it, the less likely you're going to do it. This decline in the tendency to get the job done is because you are using logic in that case to find the best ways to stay comfortable, because your brain seeks comfort in that case. So you'll always find resistance along the way, unless you do a couple things that I'm going to show you, which will help you switch that resistance to become a push, a driving force. So we have a task, we face discomfort. Then what do? Obviously, we avoid the task or procrastinate the task. We'll do it later, or we just simply forget about it, because we are going to be facing discomfort and we do not want to be discomfortable at this current stage. So, if you notice, in order for you to overcome procrastination, you need to resolve that issue of discomfort, where a task is no longer considered to be uncomfortable. And you will be surprised. There are things that you do, you might go leaps and beyond leaps in order for you to get it done, which could be really uncomfortable to someone else. Think about your own hobbies, for example. If you like basketball, most probably you enjoy going to the courts and playing basketball. But even if the basketball is like 20 minutes away from your residence, and you need to get your attire on, you need to get the water bottle, you need to play in the team, you need to go and drive. All of these, by the way, if you think about them, these are uncomfortable steps for someone who is not interested in basketball. But because you enjoy the outcome, you enjoy the task, by default, your mind focuses on the enjoyment that you have, where it makes every step along the way non considerable. And this is what we need to achieve. What we need to focus on in order to help us overcome procrastination. How could we make something quite enjoyable? How could we make something, let's say, relatable in a way which we enjoy doing? Imagine if you wake up every day and you look forward going to work. Well, often this is not the case, but if you are working in a great work environment, everything is great in terms of the ambience, your tasks that you're doing, you're growing. Every day you got a promotion, for example. Well, it sounds like fairy tales, but you get the idea. You are more likely to go, right? Because
It's no longer viewed as something uncomfortable. It's viewed as something which is joyful. So by default, discomfort fades away. You look forward to doing the task, and you're no longer inclined to procrastinate or to avoid the task. So what we need to focus on, like I've mentioned, how could you as a person, you're watching this lesson right now, what are the areas which usually make you uncomfortable about getting a job done? And think about ways that you could actually twist them a bit to make them a bit comfortable for you or joyful. Like going to work and you got a cafe next to it. Well, I get to work, I'm going to have a cup of coffee along the way. You find that you're more inclined to go easily without the resistance. Actually, you're looking forward to that cup of coffee. Small things matter when it comes to this. Then, once we avoid the task and we procrastinate, what do we feel? Temporary good feelings. So you feel good by staying comfortable and avoiding the task. So your brain gushes a bit of hormones to make you feel that you have achieved something where I avoided an uncomfortable task. So what do you do by that? Distractions. You watch TV, you grab a snack, you go on the phone, social media. So once you reach to that level of avoidance, you feel good temporarily that you have avoided the task, then you do something else. And then, if you repeat the cycle over and over again, those tasks that should be done are going to have consequences, either direct or indirect consequences, whether it affects your own ambitions and goals, or it's going to have some sort of direct impact on your own well being, your own career, whatever area in your life, which you tend to procrastinate a lot of tasks which are important to the development of that specific area. So, if you do notice, once we take a look at this, it sheds important light, light on an important topic, which is the cycle of procrastination. And once I'm taking a look at this right now, you realize there is a pattern, right? For every area that we are procrastinating in our lives, we got a task, uncomfortable, we avoid it, we feel good about avoiding it, then we seek a distraction, and then we have long-term consequences where we need to do stuff last minute or we do it wrong, and the list goes on. So as if you view it as a cycle, it helps you to understand your own behaviors. So whenever you are faced with a task right now, take a look at this. It seems uncomfortable. So by default, you're going to trigger that cycle. So you're not going to blame yourself for procrastinating. You have to understand it's part of a human nature to a certain point where we seek comfort rather than discomfort. And often the tendency is we need to be pushed in order to do something because we are stuck between two levels of discomfort. Either you're going to be facing the discomfort of doing the task by yourself, or you're going to be facing the discomfort of the email that you'll be receiving from your boss telling you didn't get the job done. So when your brain compares two levels of discomfort, obviously it's going to go for the one which is less uncomfortable in that sense. So you get the logic behind it. But how could we win if we go from discomfort? How about we go to comfort? Is there a way to some sort of trick our brains to view every task that we need to do as a source of comfort, source of joy, something that we enjoy doing rather than something that we have to do? Actually, there is. But let me be very clear. It's not as easy as it sounds because you are going to train yourself and you are dealing with your own brain. So that by itself requires your own understanding about your own habits, how you navigate life on a day to day basis. So it's not something that you get from the first time because you are training yourself the same way you go to the gym. You go for a day, two, three, and four, and then you start to see those results. But you are acting with an intent. You have the intent to do something and you are trying to do it. Now, you focus on doing something, forget about the results. Do not focus on the results, focus on the act with the intent of getting the results. There's a lot of difference in that sense. That way, when you have a clear intent that I would like to focus on avoiding procrastination, and every step that I'm taking is in that direction, you will get a form of the result. You do not expect to get everything that you want in the way that you want it, because this is not how things work out in life. You're going to act with an intent, and then you'll be getting a form of the result. But the whole point, what I'm saying is, always act. Do not spend time contemplating and thinking the task and navigating the perfect way to go about the task. Just simply act with an intent to accomplish the task. And one way or another, you will get it done, helping you beat that cycle of procrastination.
So, what do you think? Hopefully, you gain some perspective on procrastination, the cycle of procrastination, which is acting beyond what we are aware of, right? How things go from a task to igniting certain levels of discomfort or comfort, and all of a sudden you are procrastinating the task. Now, at later stage, we're going to dive into further details in terms of procrastination, how to deal with it, the key tactics, the strategies to overcome procrastination. If that's of interest to you, make sure that you join the channel for all of these releases and updates. Do not forget to smash the like and the subscribe button to join our global community for educational and professional development excellence. And in the near future, we're going to have actually a time management course to help you plan your days, tackle procrastination, get motivated. These are crucial elements which are part of your productivity. So take a look at the video description. I got for you some important links to our newsletters for the latest updates, important coursework and preparation. If you are a student, if you are a professional, and you're planning on developing your skill set, we got some really powerful programs to help you along the way. Feel free to explore them. And if you don't find something which is really like related to you, by all means, join the newsletter where we share the latest releases and updates. And definitely you're going to find something along the way which is going to help you excel and grow in the best way possible.